All right. I wanted to try something out. The whole trying to trying to get more people access to this farm here. Um, and so I said in that video that I thought if you just got rid of the openable again, that you would make. I said I wouldn't even be surprised if you made more, but I hadn't tested it. I just imagine it's going to be kind of somewhat close. Um, but I ran a handful of maps with this, and I don't think it will make quite as much. Because it's really hard to go twice the speed as you can with the other idols with the openable again. But you can get pretty close. So I think it'll be pretty close to the same, but um, unfortunately your costs are going to be more because you're burning through twice as many scarabs and maps. So I'm going to do a 100 map test real quick. That's all I can do. I only have so much time to stream today. But I went through and I picked these up, and I'm basically just trying to get some access to people to get into the more budget version of the farm, because it is very expensive to buy like the fully juiced up idols. These ones here, just for 2 strong boxes and 3% increased explicit, I just bought them together. They cost me like 10 divine each. They were very cheap. The strong boxes are rare, was pretty expensive isolated. It was really hard to get this, so I didn't even combine or recombinate the way I normally did. What I did is I went out and I found. Do I still have the trade? I do. Just went out and I picked up rare idols that had a combination of these, not that, of these three modifiers together. So I would get one with two of them, and then another one with two of them, and to where I had all three of the modifiers that I wanted, split between 4 different affixes on 2 rare idols, and I just kept slamming them together. And I think I got probably a little lucky with it, but it didn't. It was probably like 40 divine, 50 divine to craft this. It wasn't horrible. Um, you could also get two of them together, and then probably just slam in an isolated blue, like maybe strong boxes and increased explicit are 1,000 weight, so they have a pretty good chance to stay on. So maybe you can get two of them together and slam in a blue. But um, yeah, and then for these they're like 10 divine. So for the miners, just get as many as you can. Obviously the higher the better. I ran another test. This isn't really going to tell us anything because I only ran 40 maps, I believe. Yeah, I ran 40 maps with 4 quantity idols. So I took out 4 of these. I only had 5 in here, and I came out with 70 divine an hour. Like, it's not going to be as high as the 94 is lucky with the immortal, but with the 70 divine, um, that could be low, it could be high. I only ran 40. Generally, my variance between 40 maps is somewhere in the 75 to 95 range. It stays pretty consistent within that, like outside of lucky drops. Um, so if you're struggling to put together a set, don't be afraid to go like heavy into quantity until you can get more minor idols put together. This when I did the 4 quantity, I think my conversion rate was down at 320% or something like that. I think I did kind of start to see quite a few less boxes for Arcanus and Diviners. Um, like I think I was definitely below that threshold for diminishing returns wherever it is. I'm assuming there is. I didn't do a super extensive test, but uh, I'm pretty confident there's diminishing returns based on the little test that I did do. But anyways, that's what I got going on. Very very cheap set in comparison. It's still expensive, but very cheap in comparison. Um, the goal with this is just to try to get people into the farm, and then once you're in it, you just start making so much currency that you can start working towards your bigger, better idols. So we're gonna give this a shot. Um, I think what I'm gonna do to start is I'm just gonna run 10 maps real quick and not really pay too much attention to chat or anything like that, and just kind of get like a control number. That's what I did outside of the stream on the last one. I was able to run 40 maps in about an hour and 2 minutes with this build um, on the last test I did. So we'll do something similar. I'm just gonna run 10 maps super quick, and then I'll just multiply, you know, whatever 100 maps is. I'll multiply 10 by 10, and we'll get like our kind of in the ballpark divine per hour. I imagine I will get half as much, like I said, but as long as I'm going, I don't know, some like as close to twice as fast as I can, I think I should be able to get pretty close to the same currency. So, ambush. Yeah, just gonna start a timer real quick. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing? I will. I'm gonna blast through here really quick. I think it's only gonna take me like 10 minutes to run these, and then I'll start paying attention to chat a little more and slowing down. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. I'll go over the build after these maps too. I forgot to do it now or before, and now we're going. So I'll do it later, but. I made a couple of changes. The last POV I did, there's a bunch of random shit in there that was not good. Like I had a timeless jewel. I had a couple of wasted points. I was playing around with a lot of different stuff, so hopefully whoever can afford this build, if they're trying to play it, notice that and make the adjustments needed. But I think this POV is pretty close to right. There's nothing dying here. Took kind of a while. I'm gonna pause this timer real quick. Forgot to set up my affinities, fragment, map, currency, divination card. Yeah, man, you would think without the openable you could go the same speed or twice as fast, but it just doesn't, like, on paper you'd think so, but it doesn't really work out that way in reality. And whoever's in here now, just give me 1 second to run these 10 maps, and then I'll start interacting a little more. I'm trying to get like a somewhat of a control test here real quick to see how long these maps take. I'm casting like 900 times a second, bro. They really need to fix that mastery that's 25%. Like, it's so unreliable. Casting like 8,000 times a second, and it still just like doesn't open these very reliably. I'll show you the unearth that I'm running after this, which is kind of what blight guys do. From what I heard, to open their boxes, they run unearth. Yeah, even casting like 4,000 times a second, sometimes you're just like sitting there waiting. See how this goes. I'm still trying to find a solution to the porcupines. Yeah, they're just rough for this build right now. I've got endurance charges going, but it takes 40 seconds to stack them all up, which is pretty, I'm gonna have to hand open these. I'm just gonna take too much damage popping them all. On Glacier, they don't spawn that common, but they do spawn occasionally, and I pulled a passive point that I'll also show that pretty much solved it, but still kind of hit or miss. Yeah, we're at 45 seconds. I mean, I'm going quick, but it's still just not. Getting it down to 30 seconds. Let's go next. Getting it down to like a 30-second map or even a 45-second map is really, really tough. I saw something about Unearth. Give me 2 more seconds. I'm going to get through these maps, and then I'll start saying what's up to everyone. See what 10 maps takes me to run in time without Openable. Got rid of my Armageddon brand, but I don't really think it was doing too much anyways, to be honest. I might try and do 200 maps also. We'll see. I have an appointment that I have to go to here in a bit, but I do have 200 maps ready. We'll just see how long it takes me to get through the first 100, and then I'll do 200 if I can. I think thinking about other build ideas too. I had 2 mirrors and then I gambled it all away. Because if I don't have an objective to spend, like something to save for, something I'm working towards, then I just start blowing my money on stupid shit. Like gambling House of Mirrors. I gambled that one in stream and then I gambled another mirror's worth on a Discord call with my guild. And I don't really give a shit to be honest, but I would rather spend it on something meaningful. I should have gambled like, I don't know, Dorned or something. Yeah, if I don't have something that I'm working towards, then I don't give a shit about my currency and I spend it on stupid stuff. The porcupines again, dude? Ow! Or was that porcupines or did I just get like one tapped? I still got some other stuff I need to work out with this build for sure. Still catching the occasional death, but it's in a pretty good spot at the moment. It's T16s, you don't have to go that crazy with your build to make it work. It's one of the reasons I had to get up Jungle Valley, though. On Jungle Valley, like, every 3 maps you get porcupines, and it's just rough with how squishy I made this. I literally just made it just for T16 Strongbox. It's actually a really weak-ass build, to be honest. I needed to be just strong enough to open Strongboxes. Like, right there, dude. I just casted 400 times. Maybe it's not counting every unearthed cast. There's no way it is. Yeah, it has to be. The other thing that where the math might be wrong, or like might not work out, is because I don't open every strongbox generally when I'm playing with myself and stuff, and the ones I do open again are always Arcanus and Diviners. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it all works out. I'm not gonna make any assumptions. I think for 100 maps, though, I should see 100 Divines. And if you do like 100 maps, you know, in like an hour and a half or something, I think that's still pretty solid just to get you started on a cheaper budget, you know? So where you can start saving up for the better idols. Because they are getting very expensive now. Need to change to add recover full life. There's a 3% chance to recover full life when you kill an enemy. It's just pretty good. Like right there, it just happened. It's it seems to proc after the porcupines blow up on you, and since you kill like 100 monsters every time you open a box and they explode, very frequently like they'll drop you super low, and then you'll just recover all your life back. So it's been pretty good. I hate the cosmetic stuff that's like all the purple and blue and shit. Never have use for them, but they look so good with this Righteous Fire. Translucent or whatever the hell it's called. It's not translucent. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but it looks good with the Righteous Fire skin. We got left. One map. Looks like be about 10 minutes to run 10 maps. Maybe a little more. Welcome everyone. Dude. Just give me a couple more seconds here, and I'll answer your questions and respond. I'm just trying to do a quick control test because I don't want to run this fast. When I'm playing myself, I do just kind of go hyper focus, but while streaming, I like to slow down a bit, engage with people, all that good stuff. Probably need to turn this down a bit too. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, I need to turn it down a lot. Alright. 10 maps, about 10 minutes, 20 seconds. I think it's a pretty good control. Sorry, I didn't realize how loud that was. My headphones were turned down. Pretty much everything I said probably couldn't be heard there. Alright, where are we at here? Hi, how could you open all the boxes on the screen? You open all the boxes with the caster mastery. Right here. 25% chance to open nearby chests when you cast a spell. It also increases my area of effect, which is great. And then I put faster casting, unearth, awaken spell echo, and then life tap just to boost up my righteous fire. And that'll give you a very fast casting spell that you can use. Using unearth with spell mastery, 25% chance to open spells. Yes, yeah. Joe wanted to say thank you. Bought my first Mage Blood today with this strat. That's what I love to hear, bro. That's awesome, Vincent. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to do today is because I see the boxes rising. I know I talked about it, and it looks like the isolated strong boxes are rare. Is like it's like 20, 30 divine now. It's insane. So I'm trying to get together like a cheaper idol set. Even still with this, it's going to be a little bit expensive, but you know if I could just get people's foot in the door, then they should be able to make tons of currency. So they can start working their way towards the big idols, you know. And it looks like I can do 10 maps in about 10 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a little slow to be honest. It's not crazy bad. Oops. It's not crazy slow, but it's not crazy fast either. It's definitely not going to be the same as Openable again, because I pretty consistently can get a minute and 15 when playing off stream. It takes me about an hour and like 2 minutes to run 40 maps. So it won't be quite as good, but hey, even if you're making 40, 50 divine an hour with your chance towards, you know, hitting the House of Mirrors and the Hidden Course locks and all that stuff, you know, you play for a few hours and you should be able to buy a better idol. And yeah. All right, so with that, that was 10 maps, so we'll pull out, I guess, like 30. We'll do 30. To kind of just keep track of this as I go here. Maybe I should put it in another tab. That makes more sense. Let's do that so I don't mess up my count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I know I got some more stuff to read and catch up on. Okay, so that's 60 total. Plug in the 40 real quick. 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. I just realized I need to cut down my idle tab too real quick because I am full. So let's knock that out real quick, see if we can't make a little bit of currency. I hit like a 38 divine one earlier. Definitely don't get as much from this as you do the Titanic Exiles, but you do get some ones here and there. Was almost good. What's a 52% chance for Scarabs? Put that aside and I'll check it out later. It's not quite high enough to probably be valuable. Pretty much just looking for Fortune Favors the Brave, looking for 12% explicit, looking for Scarabs. From, what is it, Rare or Unique? I forgot. I don't know the strategy that well, but I know it when I see it. Ooh, almost. Probably a Divine or two, maybe. For that. Should I wait? Wait behind the chat. Wait, there isn't a box past the first part of Glacier. There is. There. It's just all the boxes are super front loaded, right? Like 80. Usually somewhere between like 70 to 90% spawn up front. So for me, you can go a lot quicker and you can get a lot more box opens per hour if you just open the front. But you're more than welcome to do the inside of the caves too. But if you're gonna do a full clear of Glacier, then in my opinion, you'd be better off just going into Jungle Valley, where you can get more quantity altars. But if you're just trying to do like max box opens per hour or whatever, then I think Glacier's where you're at, and you just stick to the front. You need attack chest mastery. Yeah, yeah. I don't know of anything that opens with the attacks, but I don't even think it. Half the time it messes me up. I don't even think the caster mastery is all that worth it. It just kind of looks cool. Righteous Fire. Is Eater of Worlds better than Exarch? To me, it's build dependent. Like I go Eater of Worlds usually if I'm playing CI, just because like the negative chaos and fire resistance isn't that big of a deal. But if I'm regular build, I just overcap cold and lightning, and then I go into Eldritch. But in my experience, people say that you get more quantity alters from this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I feel like I get tons and tons from this, and then you also get access to the Grand Eldritch currency, which is usually pretty expensive. You can sell it for 12. What's the other one? Yeah. So whenever you hit that Grand Eldritch, you can get like another Divine or two out of your map. So it's up to you. Whichever you find easier to do. I think they're both fine. Do you have a map farming idle set? Yeah, so I use this just to increase pack size on every conqueror with 5% increased effective explicit modifiers. And then I just bought some cheap. My guild members, I let my guild member borrow my map and strongbox stuff, and he forgot to put the map stuff back. So I went out and bought all this for myself, and I just got a single 3x1 and 10% increased pack size with Fortune Favors the Brave, and then enough 1x1 idols to get your maps to be one tier higher, and then a singular focus. And I was finding 60 maps every tier 17 with rolling 100% maps on the tier 17. Sometimes I think I got like a quad tab or a tab and a half on one map, and then you run Bloodlines with 2 Multitude, 1 Corruption, and 1 Escalation. Nah, that not gonna lie, that caster mastery for boxes feels great to me. Yeah, I was trying to make him feel better, dude. It's really good, but he can't run it. But no, it's really nice, honestly. It's pretty good. You should re-roll. Where am I at here? There we are. Did I hit anything? Is any of the harvest? It's a low roll. Some of the harvest stuff has to be valuable, right? Feel like looking anything up. Just throw in a quad tab and check it out later. Low roll, even if I don't know every single one of these anymore. I haven't really looked in a while. Usually from reforging down a whole quad tab, you get a couple of good ones. If you put your wisdom scrolls out 4 wide, it's perfect for 3 to 1ing these. Should have so many. Probably just leave it there. Do the rest later. I wanna do this test. Should be enough of a quad tab opened up. Really hooked on strong boxes now and go for a build similar to yours, but with a lower budget. Got around 200 to 300 different plus mage, but how would you build that? Weaker Adorn setup or skip Adorn completely? Yeah, probably a weaker Adorn setup. I'm not. This is the first Adorn build I've ever played, um, so I'm not like super awesome with Adorned and like all the intricacies, but I'm pretty sure you just need to pay attention to the breakpoints, if I'm not mistaken, when you're going with a different Adorn build. But maybe somebody in here can help you out more than that. Like I want to say, this isn't the number, but like if you're not going to get 100%, you want then like 93% or something weird like that. That's not the number, I don't think, but um, that's what you want to be paying attention to when buying an Adorn that's not 100%. But yeah, the Righteous Fire is pretty damn good, dude. I was thinking of some other ones that would be good too. I was thinking about like a really fast cast speed Spark or Penance Brand that could run the caster mastery and you just like blink around opening all the boxes. That'd be kind of cool. Um, but yeah, the Righteous Fire is pretty damn good. Still too loud? It's a bit loud, huh? It's always so hard to match it because it's like really quiet on my end, and then when I go to stream, there's a couple of times where am I stuck? I'll go to rewatch the VOD back, and it's just like way louder than me. And I always change the volume when I'm playing by myself versus on stream. I get to be a little louder. Sound is good? Alright, perfect. Yeah, I did like a whole stream once where I was talking, and like anytime any sound happened on the game, you couldn't even hear me, and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking a waste." Here's like 900 div, insane. I know, I just gambled away two of them, and I'm regretting it a little bit. I was thinking about doing 5 voices on this, but the fucking dude, the voices are 2 mirrors each, which is like 1800 divine. I'm like, I don't know, I don't know about that. But I need something. I have to be aiming towards something, or else I don't like really feel like playing that much. Need to have some sort of goal. It's kind of part of the reason why I do these random weird tests. Is it just gives me something to do other than just opening boxes over and over. But it's an RF build, so there's like really only so much you can do with it. The problem is if I spend 8 more mirrors for one passive voices, I get like 400k more damage and like 4k more life. It's so bad compared to a regular build if you invest that kind of currency into it. This is like the only time I'm ever going to play RF. It just happens to be perfect for this, but outside of that, RF is so bad. Which which MTX is that? Which one? I got some weird. Oh yeah, what are they called again? What am I wearing? I don't know what the fuck I'm wearing. Iridescent, that's what it's called. But it's iridescent, then Transcendence, Righteous Fire with Automaton for the Explode Herald looking shit. Way too much MTX, but it is kind of cool. Not normally a fan of the iridescent stuff, but it just happens to match the Righteous Fire really well. Normally, I think it looks kind of stupid. Especially wings. I always think wings looks really stupid. But all this together, it kind of looks cool. I'm digging it. Got our Super Juice Blight setup going. Like 400k golden map. Just need a better clearing build for it. How is it going? I still want to do a Blight setup. Like, I want to see if I can get a golden oil a map. But the problem is to, like, set it up is going to be so expensive. And there's no way it's gonna really be that good, right? I kind of just like, I don't even know why I want to do it. I don't know. I don't know if my motivation is there enough to do it. Because even if I could get a golden oil a map, then it's still like it's like a divine, a blight. Blights kind of take a long time. I don't know if it ends up being worth it or not. Definitely anywhere not anywhere near boxes. No, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would be near boxes. I guess it depends on how many lucky drops you get. I know some people are saying they're making like not a thousand. They're making like 100 divines an hour doing scarabs, which is really high, but you don't. It's not really a high chance to get anything on top of the scarabs, right? Like you don't really get much lucky on top of the scarabs. Like your chance for a mirror is basically zero, or a lock is very low. Which it's not like super high on this, but it's decent. A lot better than scarab farming. Switch back. The red is no good for this build. RF looks cool, bro. It makes me want to go RF again. It definitely is. It's a lot cooler too with the new ascendancy because you get. I'm going so hard in the area of effect, like way more than I really should if I wanted a strong build. But you can do the Forbidden Flesh and Flames for the AOE through the conversions and shit, and then the ascendancy itself also gives you a bunch of area of effect, dot damage. I think overall it's worse than Scion, to be honest, but big RF, bigger cool, you know? Idle's still pricey. Yeah, that's what I was like. Even if I could do like the really crazy blight setup, it's like the way I'm gonna do it. The idols are still really expensive anyway, so it's like, well, what's the point then? Like, if you're gonna have to spend 200 divine on idols, then you know, and you get half as much, and you might as well just go strong boxes. So, kind of feeling like there's really not a point to do it, but I don't know. I do kind of like blight for a day or two. I enjoy blight, so there's that. Unearth is on my right click, linked with faster casting and spell echo for bigger, better box opens. I have absolute zero single target damage, but who needs it? I see brothers. Nice. It's only the second one of those I found. That must be like a really rare card. I found so many immortals, man. Like that shit's it's crazy common. Oh, common's a bit of an overstatement, but you get a lot of them, man. I feel like I found like 12 now. Only found one immortal though, and then the 8 locks. I feel like I'm one lock deep over what I should be. I don't think I should have found 8. I probably should have only found 6. All that waiting for 2 chaos. It's always happens in that last box. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff. Just link like you can even link like a curse, like flammability or something like that, with faster casting and spell echo. Just anything that you can make cast really quick, and then that kind of helps with the big variance when that 25% doesn't roll in your favor for a lot in a row. PoE Amazon Simulator. Yeah, bro. The boxes are delivering too. Oh, I was wondering what was going on here. Kept like randomly stopping while left clicking. The only way I was able to get endurance charges that felt right was putting it on my implicits. But unfortunately, this takes forever to stack up. Like, I really don't generally get a full set of endurance charges while doing this, unfortunately. It's on this map, like not regenning. That 3% to heal full is kind of badass, man. I was a little uncertain about it when I picked it. It's just on like all your life regen nodes. 3% chance to recover all your life when you kill an enemy is pretty big on this. And the 4% while low life is kind of nice when you pop your Righteous Fire, your Val Righteous Fire. I think I like that over this one probably more if I had to choose. So thanks a lot. Was ready to quit doing boring stuff like ritual before. Oh, after until you got into boxes, dude. I've been hearing it so much. I talked about a bunch of about the boxes on that video I did, but what I should have said, I was a pack size. Unfortunately, it's a bad roll. What I should have said was, aside from the huge amounts of currency you get, it's more so that it's just so fucking fun, dude. Like these are so much fun. Like it's the reason I sold off my entire exile build and idols. Like, dude, I'm in love with this. It's so much fun. All the tinks you get, and they're all like random different stuff. You never know what you're gonna get, but it also has the consistency behind it as well. It's so good. That was two Valdos. Nice. I think it's just the cards that make it so exciting because you just get so many random, weird, high value cards. It just makes it so fun. And then also the content's so easy, so you can get really creative with like how you want to design a build around it. Whereas on the exiles, you're like kind of just locked into a handful of builds. There's really only so much you can play. Is it worth scrying Divine Beauty / Fortunate onto Glacier for the strong? Yeah, I have Fortunate scryed on. A Surgog video I watched a while back said that the Fortunate is 200 times more common than the Apothecary. So you said to like do the math, right? Does 200 Fortunates equal an Apothecary? And if so, then it's better, or the same to scry than something like the Apothecary. And if that's the odds on the Fortunate, then I imagine that the Divine Beauty has the exact same odds for its value, I would think. I don't know that for sure, but just guessing. I'm pretty sure all of the divination card odds and stuff have been pretty worked out. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but pretty sure with a little research you can find it. But yes, scry something. I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal, and I mean it's really not that big of a deal, I guess. But you do get quite a few cards. Like I find the Fortunate pretty frequently. Makes me some divines here and there. Well, niche, I realized I make more currency recomming than actually running the maps. Yeah, recomming is very profitable if you know what you're doing. But then you're recomming and not running maps, so that's lame. I'd rather make half as much in a map than twice as much crafting or doing something else. I like blowing monsters up. Do you not take altars? I do. Um, but I'm not really like looking that hard for them. If I notice there's a quantity one, then I definitely grab it. But I'm not really that strict on it, honestly. Like I'd rather go through boxes quicker than pay that close of attention to altars. 10% quantity on 214% quantity map is definitely something, but it's not really that big of a deal either. But yeah, I mean, I am looking for them. I can't take the endurance charge one. So there's probably some that I just can't click, and those are the ones I'm skipping over. Does the Alter Quant impact Strongbox loot? I would think it has to, yeah. If you watch your quantity on your map, it goes up when you click an altar. So we're almost done with the map. I can probably click this now, but we're at 233 now. If I click this, it goes up to 248. So I have to imagine it affects strongboxes because your map quantity does affect strongboxes. The only thing that doesn't affect them is like player stuff, like player increased quantities in the game anymore. But when it was, that didn't affect them. And then same with your rarity, but it does affect the monsters that come out. Oh, strongboxes are all weird. Dude, how are they this good in this game? And they look the way they do in PoE 2. It's so crazy to me. I think it used to work that map quantity only affected the mobs of the boxes. Uh, I don't think that's true. Pino's kitchen knife. I'm like 95% that the map quantity affects. I don't know. After my whole boxes are corrupted thing, where I told people I was 99% sure about that, and then I tested it and I was totally wrong. A little hesitant to be positive about anything now, but pretty sure quantity affects boxes. From what I understand, everything that I've seen and read says that it does, and I haven't seen anything that says that it doesn't. So, um, and then I could say going from the 5% quantity per map quality on like the 5 mod maps to the 8 mod and 3% per quad. What the fuck did I even just say there? Going from the regular maps to the 8 mod maps with explicit per mod, I started noticing quite a bit more loot dropping. And the only thing that's changing is the quantity of the map. So how's it feeling with reopen? With reopen is great, um, and I think it's going to end up being a good bit better. But it's not really why I'm doing. I'm not really trying to improve the strategy. I'm more trying to get some like other idle ideas for people who don't have a mirror to spend on idols. To be like, hey, you can also spend like a couple hundred divine, and then you can still get tons of currency and work your way up to the other idols, the openable again idols. But I think in the end, the openable again will be what you're looking to get to eventually. Just because it took me 10 minutes to do 10 maps, which is I really thought I could do them in like 45 seconds, which doesn't sound like a big difference, but it's a pretty big difference. 15 seconds a map is a make a pretty big difference in your divine per hour kind of thing. I thought the reopenable was eating a lot more time than it actually was. What suffix are you replacing with reopen? Just to effect. Yeah, I'm just trying to test like the cheapest way I could get into this for people that are that don't have 1,000 divines to spend on the idols. That's all I'm trying to test here is a cheaper way into the strategy so people can start stacking up currency. These idols were like 10 or 15 divine each. Very cheap compared to 200 divine each or whatever The other ones are. And it gives me something to do. Like thinking about it, I actually thought I was going to be able to make the same or more. I was like, maybe if I can do the maps super, super quick, I can make the strategy better. But after a little bit of playing with it, on paper it sounded good, and then in reality it just didn't. It didn't really work out that way. You can't run them fast enough, so it will be a worse version. But I think you should still make plenty. And hit like a single House of Mirrors dupe or something like that, and then you can get your real idols for it. Now 25 strong boxes with div slash Arcanus on all my miners. Are you running quantity, or are you just running div and Arcanus conversion miners? I did a very limited test, and you definitely want to not run full conversion from the little test that I did. 600% conversion up to 900% conversion gave me one more non Arcanus slash Diviners each map, which is very, very low for that much. 300% chance for only one more box. I only counted 10 maps of 600 and 10 of 900, so room for variance in that test. But so I gotta plug my headset in here. You're on a 5 quant 2x2s, now only 1. Pretty much the idle set of you put in your budge video. Maybe I'll try adding more quant 2x2s. Yeah, I think you want a little more. I try to aim for around the 600, 500 to 600 area, but I would need to do so much like box counting and testing to get really, really solid numbers. And with it being an event and us never going into another league where it's going to matter, I'm just not that motivated to do it. But yeah, I think somewhere between 2 and 3 quantity idols is where you want to be based on how it's been feeling to me. I run 2 personally. The test that I just did with 4 wasn't terrible though. Like if you can't afford your miners, I'll pull it up again. This was the 40 map test I did with 80% quantity and only like 4 or 5 miner idols. This is a 300% box conversion. Which 94s, I got an immortal, so don't count that, but 70 divines for 40 maps, which is about an hour for me when I'm playing by myself. So, still pretty good. If you're having a hard time getting your minor idols, the quantity ones are a lot cheaper. This MTX is so cool when you pop the Val, it like starts changing all these random colors and stuff. This is a pretty badass MTX. I always thought it looked stupid before, and then randomly, like I was like, ah, it looks kind of cool, and I picked it up, and now I love it. It's definitely the downside to RF right there is hitting Soul Eaters. At least with the way I've set this up. Is this build realistic at all for boxes under a mirror? Yeah, I think you can make RF work for like 10 divines, dude. Um, like you're probably not gonna have as big of an AOE, but like even if I were to take out all of my Adorn stuff, oh, that's a lot of jewels to take out. I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, you have a bunch of AOE built in. You also have some AOE here. You're running an increased area of effect here. So the Adorn is giving you a lot of AOE, but You can make pretty big A. You can make pretty big AOE without it. You could probably also look into the Elder like strength stacking. I don't know if it would be better or not, but I would think it would be cheaper by a little bit. Probably still pretty expensive, a few hundred divine. But you can get X amount of area of effect per X amount of strength you have, like 3% per 50 strength or something like that. I think is what it is. You have 480 diviners and slash arcanist chance. I think that's probably like your perfect spot. I mean, again, I don't know the exact percentages and where the diminishing returns land or not, and I'm probably not going to test it because this league is over in a month and is not coming back. But yeah, I think like 400% is probably a great place to be. Kinetic blast the clustering, so I'm not struggling for clear, but the RF looks comfy. The RF is really comfy, but also kinetic blast is another one that I thought about. I thought would be really cool. Anything with the caster mastery at this point, I think is where I'm sitting. Like I was also thinking about Spark, just running super fast cat speed Spark and just blinking. What the hell? Just blinking to each box and spamming Spark to open them. That seems kind of cool potentially. You know, my only concern with that is that like a couple stragglers might get away. I think if you have enough duration, who asked? I've never seen that card. There's a bunch of new cards since I played last though. They had a shit ton of cards every time they do a new league. Yeah, I don't know. RF is pretty comfy. I was thinking of some other stuff. Anything with like fast cast speed, box open, I think would be pretty cool. Big clear. Penance brand with like massive attachment range would be kind of cool. I need to put more life in this build. And opening 19 boxes at once. I have zero mitigation or crit reduction. Yeah, pretty much is like zero mitigation. Where to put those maps? Oh, there they are. I bought a bunch of scarabs, but dude, they're so cheap. It's insane to me. Like the discernments they keep going down every day. 5 chaos. It's crazy, dude. Like the amount you get out of this for how cheap it is just insane. How do you open so many boxes at once? It's a caster mastery on the passive tree. Another one? Damn. That's crazy. I saw my first one like yesterday after opening 1,000 boxes. And then two today within 20 maps. It's so weird to me when it does that, dude. Like, how. What are the odds to not roll a 25% chance like 30 times in a row? Or is it not counting every unearth? Maybe it doesn't count the one from Spell Echo. That kind of makes sense. Probably don't need Awaken Spell Echo. There's an internal delay. Oh, okay. Maybe I should go back to using Armageddon brand then. Well, if there's a okay. I did think something with Frostblink would be kind of cool, but if there's a delay, wonder how good it would actually be. This is not really that big of a deal. I mean, it usually works pretty well. Just every once in a while, you have to sit there for a second. Time is it? 9 a.m.? Alright. Gotta get moving. I got an appointment at noon. Try to get through all 100 of these before then. Thinking if I'm going a little bit slow and talking to people, it shouldn't take more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. The porcupines, man. I gotta figure it out. Is it a crit map? There's literally nothing on this. I may end up having to put on a defensive aura. Especially if I'm going to be using Spellcaster Mastery like this and I pop 7 boxes at once. I'll never be able to survive these guys without... Honestly, evasion is usually a lot better than those guys. It's against those guys than armor is. But the way with the mitigation I have, even like another 5,000 health, I don't think would save me against them most of the time. Nice. It's definitely consider that a lucky drop. Put that in a different tab. Happy to finally start seeing him. I saw the Exalted one like 7 or 8 times in a row. It was killing me. But since then, I found like 5 of these. It's pretty much been like 5 of these in a row, and I haven't seen the Exalted one now, which is good. Yeah, we won't count that one here. Obviously, your divine per hour is going to be a lot higher than hour to hour, depending on your lucky cards. But you get like the divine beauties, you get divines, you get fortunates. All that stuff is pretty consistent. There's not a whole lot of variance in it, and that's kind of more the number that I'm trying to get. Obviously, if you drop a duped Miracle Andra, then your divine per hour is going to be pretty nice looking, but it's not the number I'm looking for. Which, by the way, where the hell's my duped mirror at? So many people message me, dude, I tried this out, it's so good. I duped my first mirror. And it's the first mirror I've ever gotten. I've been opening a lot of strong boxes, boys. I want my Duke Mir. Game's rigged, I'm telling you, dude. It's coming. I'm probably gonna open strong boxes until I get it, and then I'm done with the league. Done with the league or done with strong boxes? I don't know. They're so fun. Like, I just don't even know what I would want to play other than this. They're so good, especially with like the finalized idol set. Just insane, man. Same, yeah. Dupe your mirror and be done for the league. This is like the league to do it, man. Like there's not going to be another league where your odds are as good to dupe a mirror as this one off of strong boxes. I think the openable again, the opening a bunch of strong boxes is nice for this, obviously, but it's really nice when you have openable again because you can just sit there. You can't like keep spam clicking the strong boxes. It feels like you have to run away and come back in to re-click it a lot of times. It kind of feels like I don't really know. Maybe it's in my head, but I feel like I got to back up from the box and run back in. But with the caster mask, you can just sit there spamming on the reopenable again stuff. How do you open the boxes so quick with the caster mastery? The anything that says caster mastery. There's one there. There's one there. There are a handful. They're kind of all over the place on the intelligence side. Yeah, the problem with the everyone wants a budget version of this build, but and you can get a much cheaper Adorn. Like you don't have to go with 100%. But the problem is getting the increased area of effect on the jewels is where it really sucks. It's like more expensive than the Adorned is, and they were. I got a few for like 5 divine. I was able to snipe a couple. Some I paid 25. Some I even paid 50 if they were like decent. But now they're like impossible to find. It's worse than buying the Adorned. And I don't know if I got really unlucky or not. I'd never synthesized a bunch of magic jewels before, so I don't know how common increased area of effect is. But I spent like 150 divine on like 180 of them or something, and I got 5 or so increased effect, but they all low rolled. I was like, damn, bro, that's really bad odds to get these. Does Master have a fixed AoE? I think so, because my. Is he on? He's running it, and he was telling me about it, and his is pretty big. So like I knew about it, but I just like didn't really care. And then once I normally if you don't run really fast cast speed, then it kind of sucks because like it's too spotty and unreliable. But then once I decided to like link it with faster casting and spell echo, then it felt really good. But initially, I wasn't that interested in doing it because of how spotty it is if you don't run crazy cast speed, and I didn't have a way to get cast speed on this build. But as far as I know, increased AoE is a very rare synth mod. Well, shit. Okay. It's not even so much the currency to buy the juice to do it. I mean, it is expensive also, which is annoying, but it's more buying the jewels. Buying the jewels sucks, dude. You have to buy so many. For the most part, I just like message some guy for any random cobalt or whatever jewel crimson converting. I forgot which one I run is the best, but whichever one you want. You just message the guy for it, one piece chaos, and then you're like, hey, I'll buy every jewel that you have. And most of the people that are selling those jewels for a couple of chaos also have a shit ton of other ones, and so I was able to buy like 20 to 40 off each person, which made it better for sure. If I could only buy one at a time, I would have made a different build, honestly. But you can usually bulk buy if you talk to the people. But yeah, even with all that, it was just hitting the max roll one was very rare. It seemed, but I could have got unlucky. Who knows? I did hit increased area of effect like yeah 5 or 6 of them out of 120, 180 joules somewhere in there. I don't know the exact count. I feel like if I wasn't gonna do openable again, I'd probably do this on Jungle Valley. I think that probably makes more sense and try to get as much value out of each box as you can because you can still run Jungle Valley pretty damn quick. But when you're running the 36% openable again, you just get stuck a lot waiting, and you can't really run to the next box very easily a lot of the times. But I think if I wasn't going to run openable again, I would do Jungle Valley. I probably should have farmed Jungle Valley maps for this now that I think about it. Quantity would help you out a little bit. Did you respond to me? I'm pretty sure your increased area of effect doesn't affect the caster mastery stuff. I think this is just how big it is. It would have to be because I'm running 300% increased AoE, 308% increased AoE. So like, I don't know. I'm only able to open from this far away, or like yeah, I can't get that one. I'm pretty sure it doesn't affect it. You could probably open like the entire glacier if it did affect it. But I also don't use it that often, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Try it out. Can't grab the mastery with KB easily. Well, that's unlucky. Isn't KB like all over that side of the tree or no? I don't think I've played a KB build. Wait, is Kinetic Blast of Clustering? That would be considered a spell, right? That's not an attack. It's got to make sure whatever thing you're using has the spell tag on it. That's kind of lame that they don't have one for attacks, huh? A Dex Mana Stacker, but yeah, that's it should be like on the inside, no? I guess there really is nothing over here, huh? Your closest one is. I would have thought there would be another one in this area. Huh. It's not a spell. It just gets spell damage, right? That's kind of I hadn't played it, so I couldn't remember, but thought it wasn't technically a spell. Yeah, if it doesn't have the spell tag, it won't do you any good. I don't believe because it specifically says spells, right? when you cast a spell. Yeah. Yep. Looks like you're gonna have to go into Spark. Is Glacier small enough for Spark? Like, if you're just standing in the center of Glacier, would your Sparks bounce off the wall and come back? I feel like I haven't played a Spark build for years. But this seems like it'd be small enough, right? I would think. With enough increased duration. The biggest hit you would take on this, I think, would be the D8 mod maps. It'd be a little tough to sustain, but again, it's designed just to be a temporary set to get you there, you know? Get you to your final idle set since the prices have gone up so much. Yeah, good enough. What's that with Spark? Works well enough. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wide open here, but it's not that big. Spark would be pretty cool, I bet. Blow up my computer doing this. I gotta go get my teeth cleaned, and it's at my girlfriend's office. Is that weird? Is it weird to have your girlfriend look at your teeth x-rays? I don't know why it's bugging me. It's making me feel weird. I feel like she's gonna judge me subconsciously. She's not gonna tell me about it. She's just gonna like find something about my teeth and not ever say anything to me, but it's gonna come out like subconsciously in a fight or something. She's like this motherfucker and his dirty teeth. That's probably get better because then your teeth get checked better. Yeah, maybe. I let her clean them sometimes, with just like metal tools and shit. It's a little weird. But X-rays are different. You get to see everything with X-rays. No, it's probably sure to be good. I mean, this looks pretty good, man. Like 25 raw divine already. You can make a killing with really cheap idols in comparison. That's intimate and cute. That's love right there. Having her look at my X-rays. Nice. Yeah, the first time I let her clean them, she's not even like a dentist either. I don't even know why I let her do it. Just gave her some metal tools and she started picking around. But honestly, it was kind of nice. Like teeth felt better after. But it was hella weird. Never have I ever had a girlfriend clean my teeth for me before. You can't be vulnerable with your bones. How can you make a real connection? There's a lot of jokes that could be made on that, and yeah, I'll just say true. Whoa, Nice. Somebody just leaked me they got six out of one box. Six divine orbs. That's pretty badass. Dude, sometimes it's like every single box spawns up front. So cool. I should probably not count scarabs in this test either, since I am running 100% scarabs. If the goal of this is to like show the currency you can make on a budget set, then I probably shouldn't really include scarabs. Or at least cut them in half. Also finally took off the more is never enough card, which accounted for like 12 divines on my last test that I did, the 200 map test, but pretty unfair because only a madman would actually turn that card in. Bro J, what's up, bro? I'll open the 5C cards when I'm at 5,000. What the five chaos cards? Hell no, dude. I saw him. What are you gonna buy them for? I saw them to Faustus. I was selling them for 4C each, which is insane to me that somebody's buying them for that. And then the next time I did it, I had to sell them for 3.5C each, and now I'm selling them for 3C each, which honestly is plenty fair. I was just gonna give them to somebody in chat and be like, "Look, you can have half. If you want to open them, you can have half." I think that's reasonable. Record your divine per hour when you do it, dude. I actually would like to see that as well. I want to know what your div per hour with opening chaotic disposition is. And then count your medical bills per hour with the doctor visits you have to do for your arthritis. Hey, how many maps is this? How many did I put in here? Did I put 200 in or did I put... I did put 200 in, huh? Uh-oh. No, I only put 100 in. Something feels wrong. Somebody go rewatch some VOD back. Every line is 24 maps on a quad tab. How many maps did I put in there? I can't remember if I only put in 100 or if I did 200 and I was gonna maybe do 200 depending on how much time I had today. But I think I only put 100 in there. You're 1/10 of the way not buying them, self farm them. 1/10 of the way done. How long did it take you to do 1/10? You did 1,000 stacks or 1,000 cards? Oh wait, it's one. It's a stack of one. Never mind. Or I guess 1/4 at 5K would be 1250. Yeah, you're insane, dude. Ain't no way I'm turning all those in. I bet you whoever's buying him on off of Faustus, he has to have a script. There's no way. Because if he's buying that many of them and turning, you'd have to have a script, right? That'd be so nice. Why is that system even like that? It's such a bad system, dude. The way they have it set up is horrible. Why can't you just turn in a bunch at once? That system was good 40 years ago when there was like 10 divination cards in the game. Desecrated Virtue. That's kind of a lucky one too. I don't know if I count that. Oh wait, that's the other one. Never mind. That one's pretty common. We count that. I ain't gonna encourage people to bulk buy these cards. Yeah, dude. What's the other one that's more valuable? I think this is 60 maps in. Because I've gone through two full sets, right? Well, I have such a weird number of cards left. Or a weird number of maps left. Mm, Maybe I put 100 in and I kept 100 or 20 in my inventory. Maybe that's what I did. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. That sucks. Mess up all my numbers. But I'm pretty sure this is my third set of 20. Oh wait, I'm doing. Oh no. I'm retarded. How am I opening boxes? It's the caster mastery on the passive tree. Should just put that in the details of the VOD. I didn't know so many people didn't know about it. Yeah, it's so stupid. The divination cards, yeah. Agreed. Even worse when it's something like the void that fills your whole inventory. Yeah, when I do the void, I just delete the item. I don't put it back in my inventory. Makes it I'm a void card enjoyer. I'm not going to turn in chaotic disposition, but I will absolutely turn in some void cards. I've gotten a mirror shard from it. That's about it. But one day the House of Mirrors is gonna hit. Give me a full mirror off the void. I'm ready. Void cards are cancer because you get the item that fills. Yeah, that's why like you just turn it in. You just control click it in, turn it in, and then just immediately delete it. That's the only way to turn in voids, in my opinion. Am I just, dude? Yeah, no, this doesn't make sense. There's no way I'm only on my second set of 20 maps. I'm like almost positive I'm on my third. I think I did 120 maps. We're gonna go with that. I'm pretty sure I did. Half the time, I don't even think it's worth it. Just click the boxes. Do you farm 8 mod maps? I do farm my own 8 mod maps. I also tried to bulk buy them when my guild members stole my map farming idols. Um, but I just bought a cheap set. I'll show the idols again real quick. for my map farming idols, but they're really cheap. And you get like 60 every T17. 2 multitude, 1 escalation, 1 8 mod. No, not potency. 1 corruption, 1 escalation, 2 multitude, and then 1 bloodlines. And then I ran just 5% increase per quality with increased pack size on everything. Super cheap to buy this together. And then enough smalls for 1 tier higher on your maps with a singular focus. And then I take 10% increased pack size with Fortune Favors the Brave. And then I roll Fortune Favors the Brave on the map device. I don't know if this is needed or not. I don't know if it's better, but I got like 60 maps or more for every tier 17 I did. So your regex isn't strict, which hopefully for tier 16 8 modded maps it isn't that strict. It takes like 15 minutes to farm up 200 maps. Why you're so dumb? Why is that? We're running explicit or something? Didn't farm them with idols, only scarabs? Oh no, dude. Yeah, you gotta use idols, bro. It's your whole Atlas tree. Yeah, since nobody really wants the pack size and explicit stuff together, the idols are really cheap. And then you definitely need singular focus. That's for sure. Singular focus is huge. And then yeah, just 1 tier higher. Only 10 8 modded maps? Yeah, that's rough. I think that whole idol set cost me like I don't even know, 5 divine maybe? Maybe 10. Because of the stupid 3x1 I got, but I don't even think you need it. You just run quantity instead. What maps do I favorite? I favorite Glacier. If you're trying to like pick up maps to sell, then in my opinion, I always pick up Strand. And you can make quite a bit of money from just picking up Strand and bulk selling it. I'll sell it like 140 to 5 divine is what I was selling it for all league. I won't sell it in sets less than that. And usually the people who run Strand, a lot of times they're doing strategies that are very fast, and so they need a lot of maps. That's cheap. What 140 to 5 divine? Yeah, I don't know. That was like my early league prices. I have no idea what maps cost right now. But like beast runners always want Strand. There's a couple strats that those guys are always looking for Strand, and they'll go through hundreds and hundreds of them. But we're at the stage of the league where I'm not going to pick up and go through the effort to do that right now. But it is very good. You make a lot of currency if you're willing to. Just like throw it into a quad tab as you play. Dude, you looked up a coal, atoll tier 5 for pilfering scare? 4 maps, white atoll, 1 divine. Really? That seems insane to me. Why? Alright, the pilfering strat isn't that challenging. That you need to run tier 5s, right? It's not that hard to kill a pilfering boss. Depends. I mean, what's the max amount of cards you can get on it? Even with my Blade Vortex build that was like 20 or 30 million damage, I was running like 1,500 cards on him and it did fine. Still getting tons of cards. It's the damage he does? Well, why do people even do it on a toll? Just because everything did the strategy on a toll and everyone else is doing it on a toll now? I don't understand the purpose of a toll over Mausoleum when Mausoleum is so much easier. Or like a bunch of other bosses are so much easier. The boss doesn't move. Mausoleum doesn't really move either, does he? And the only damage Mausoleum really does is when that AoE little circle, as long as you don't stand in the AoE circle, he like basically doesn't do any damage. What do I think about the corruption idol? It's bait. I thought it was good. First I thought it was bad, and then I ran without it, and then I thought it was good. And then I actually did like an official test where I compared to what I made with idols, and it didn't do anything. So you don't need corruption. Doesn't auto attack after. Maybe it's more dangerous than I realize. Maybe I had maybe 3,000 cards is like way worse than 1,500. I don't know. I guess I'd have to try it. I'm not a big pilfering guy. Always seems like a fun strategy, but kind of more of a meme strategy. I tried it for quite a few maps when I was first getting into strong boxes, and did not go well for me. It's pretty bad. But yeah, I basically just like at 1,500 cards with Blade Vortex. I just stood in one spot, spamming Blade Vortex on him. I had pretty decent EHP though. Currency dip cards can't be Val Orbed, so it's useless. What do you mean? I'm gonna start farming. How do you even target T5s? Just take out all your void stones. How far down is what is it again? A toll? Oh, it's pretty far down. Oh, it's tier 5. You already said that. Just take out all your void stones and target farm it. 4 to 1 is crazy. There's no way I would do that strategy, but it's kind of insane. And the AoE on the RF is nuts. It's looking pretty good, eh? I was trying to get it up to the top of my screen. I wanted it to go up, but it doesn't. It just stays right there. Even if I cut my area of effect down by like 100%, it just drops there, but it goes further down here. It's lame. I wanted to take my whole screen, but I don't think you can. But it's more the area the effect of the explode that's really good. Like the RF is nice, but you want your explosion change to be big. Oh, you're referring to the message above that, gotcha. I was a dude asking about your build on a past video. Oh yeah, what's up, dude? Did you end up trying it out? Yeah, I wish I had more answers. A bunch of people are asking about the build and how I can do it differently. I'm just not a big RF guy, and honestly, I think other creators that play RF more than me uh, would probably be able to do better for you than me because RF is one of those skills that like every variation in the world has been tried on it, and there's not a lot to discover. Most of the info for any budget that you're at is already out there, and probably done better than what I could do. RF's one of those abilities that I basically never play, just because it's like a ZDPS build that doesn't really scale, but it's about the perfect build for boxes in tier 16s. I think its damage is capped at like 36 million, right? What's the highest? I've never seen an RF build anywhere close to that though. But I think 36 million is dot cap, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm back to using the brand instead of mines. What's that, Penance brand or? I think Penance brand would be really good for this. Yeah, the time of the currency. Yeah, the adorned setup is it's the jewels, man. Getting the jewels sucks. Making them once you have the jewel, they're super easy to make. Takes like 2 minutes to roll them, and then you just buy some Hennicor's Lock Beasts and corrupt them. Super easy to make them, but it's just getting the jewel with the implicit that sucks and is usually expensive. The mana RF one can hit dot cap. Oh, really? That's crazy. I don't think I've seen it. I might have to go check that out. What's the AoE on it like? I would definitely play an RF if you could hit dot gap with it. Like 36 million is plenty of damage to do a lot of stuff. I have to take a look at whoever made that. That sounds pretty cool. I am an RF fan. I love RF. It's super, super cool. It's just very hard to find one that does any damage. And also has decent AoE. Yeah, I think your POB and Armageddon brand. I've been running it previously, but was trying the mines. The Pox uses for a bit. I just found I just freaking hate mines. Yeah, they suck. I hate everything mine in this game. I've tried so many builds with mines and they just always feel so clunky. For mapping at least. Mines and mapping do not go together. Using the mastery to open chests, I am, yeah. With the Giga cast speed, faster casting, spell echo, and unearth. With a life tap for my righteous fire. I'm playing PoE 2. Yeah, I'm sure I will. I don't know how crazy I'm gonna go with it though. I'm just really not excited for it to be honest. My it's been a roller coaster for PoE 2 with me. I remember when I first announced it, I was so excited, and then I like each video that came out about it, I was like less and less excited, and like every time they released information, I was less and less excited. And then they did the big talk about it right before they released it, and I got excited again. And then I had a really good time with it, but I also didn't get to endgame for like 2 weeks because I was just playing through with a bunch of different friends and having the time of my life. The campaign was so fun, and as soon as I got to the end game, I was like, "Oh, this game sucks." but it's really fun until then. And then now they didn't really change anything. It's the same end game. I'm not like all that hyped for it, to be honest. Hate the grind for no real reason. Mapping sucks and isn't the same. Yeah, it's just I do believe they'll get it there, man. I played this game since 2012 or whenever I created my account, and it's gone. It's had its ups and downs. Sometimes they mess everything up, and I don't play for a little while. But they always come around eventually. Some of the best developers in the gaming industry, in my opinion. And, sometimes they mess it up, but they get it right eventually. But unfortunately, I don't think they're there yet. I think they got some work to do. They need to get off that tower system, or at least the precursor system. Precursor system is not ideal. What if they'll extend this event again? Maybe. I could play it for a bit, but we are getting to that point where I'm definitely a lot less grindy right now. I just kind of hop on a few hours, like 1 to 3 hours here and there, and that's about it. I do love boxes, but they're so easy that it's kind of making me. Normally, I need to like grind for my build, or like I have to have a target, a goal, something to aim for. Like someone like Fubgun who just like stacks up 20 mirrors in his stash. I don't know how that guy does that, dude. Once I hit one mirror or two, I'm either gambling it or I'm buying something. Like I have to do something in the game. I can't just farm currency just to farm currency. Maybe all those guys that do that, maybe they play standard. I don't know. I guess it's the only other way I could see like wanting to build up a bunch of mirrors is if you wanted to send them to standard with you. Farm currency for insane standard build. Yeah, yeah. As soon as I said it, I thought about it. Maybe those guys are standard players. I still have never made like a giga cool standard build. That could be fun. Oh, I should probably turn my RF on, huh? I bet you I have some like crazy valuable shit in standard. Probably have a bunch of old skins and stuff. I wonder what the most valuable skins are. I'm sure there's a whole list of them on the internet. The problem is like I don't even know if I could find them, dude. I have never organized my standard tabs once, and I've played a lot of leagues. I feel like it would take me a decade to go through my stash tabs. Oh, I know what I did. I was pulling maps out of here too, because this is where I normally pull them from. I think I only have 20 left. I'm pretty sure that was my fourth set of 20. I'm pretty confident. Uh, yeah, I might have fucked this test up. I'm pretty sure, but I'll probably have to rewatch the VOD. I'm gonna go with this is my last set of 20 because I think that's true. But to get real numbers, I'm gonna have to actually go back and watch the VOD, which sucks. I'm just like so my mind just shuts off and I pull out of this tab, and now putting him in here. I think I was pulling out of the wrong tab there a couple of times. Whoops. You know what I could do? I could just look at the beginning of the VOD and did I already have scarabs in? If I can find my scarab tab in the beginning, then I can do a scarab count at the end. See how many just subtract the scarabs to see how many maps I did. Probably the easiest way to do it. They're darndest to try new things, but they're rehashing problems they've already solved. PoE 2 is a very different feeling in playing game, and I get to have to check. Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is they just don't want it to be PoE 1, right? So, and I kind of agree, honestly. Like, I do like PoE 1, and I love it, and I'll play every league that they put out. Um, but I do kind of want their other one to feel different in some way, I guess. But it just feels very. I think we all hold them to the standard that is this game, and this game's had a decade of innovation behind it, more than that. So the game just feels very hollow compared to this one. Is it worth the time taking quality maps to 20% and veiling put on 8% running both explicit mods on the 2x2s? Maybe. I don't know. I was one thing I was thinking about is like maybe I could run 6 mod maps with 5% quality. If I was gonna do 2 explicit, I wouldn't run 8 mod. I would do 5 or 6 mod maps, like preferably 6 with quality, right? And then that way you get what would that be? 18 plus 20, yeah, so 38 per idle for explicit effect. I think that would be the way that I would do it. I'm not going to Valorb down 8 mod maps, especially with how fast you run these dudes. You'll be Valorbing 10,000 maps. It'd be terrible. Plus, like honestly, the cost in your unused in the chisels from your unused maps alone would be insane. I bet. What are chisels right now? Is it like 1 in 10 or something to hit 8 mod on a map? I don't know what it actually is. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that bad, but either way, that would be the way I would do it if I was going to do it. Let's just run non 8 mod. Why don't I open boxes in the cave? Because there's not that many in there. Like, if I go in here real quick, even if there are like 5 or 10 in here, which there's not usually, just like 3 or 5, but there's one there, two. So I gotta clear this whole thing out, and for 2 boxes. When I was running it, it basically like almost doubles the time of your map to do this, and you get like 2 more boxes out of it. And with how cheap the scarabs are, it's just better to open a new map, in my opinion. I mean, it's not really a waste of time. You get more currency per map, I guess, but just in like the grand scheme of things, you get more box opens per hour by just staying in the front than you do going in there. And with how cheap the maps are, it just doesn't make sense to me to go in. But it also varies map to map. Sometimes there's a bunch of boxes in there. I think just more of a min-maxy way to play is all. How you open the boxes now? Got to run, mate. Thanks for the company and thanks for the insight. Yeah, of course, bro. Have a good one. Take care. Open the boxes with caster mastery and dying because porcupines are in them. I just got hit by 6,000 needles. Caster mastery, yeah. 25% chance to open nearby chests when you cast a spell. And then you just link. Fuck. And then you just link faster casting with Spell Echo and Unearth or some other fast casting ability. And then try not to die to porcupines. if you have zero mitigation like me. Fun runers. We hate those mobs, fun runers. Yeah, dude. They're not usually a problem, but this RF build, they are a big problem. When you play on Jungle Valley, it seems like they spawn in there like a lot too, and it was kind of kicking my ass. If I play Jungle Valley, I have to swap my flasks around and do a bunch of funny stuff because they kind of just one shot me with the mitigation I have right now. But it's always when they have crit. Every time I roll crit or fizzes extra, they're really painful. And I like really really big RF, so I'm not using defenses. Who needs defenses when you can have an RF this big? Does the Cast Master also reopen the boxes? It does. I would almost say that I like it more for that than I do what I'm doing here. It really doesn't take that long just to run through and click all the boxes, but on the reopen thing, like you can just sit there, spam casting, waiting for them to reopen. That's really nice for that. Oh, that's big. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't. I mean, I knew about it. I just didn't want to use it because RF doesn't really have cast speed. But apparently, like you can see this thing goes kind of crazy. Apparently, just a faster casting and spell echo will make even a build with zero cast speed go insane. I didn't think I could get it. I didn't think I could get it that fast. they go, they run away so far sometimes. It's insane. Shotgun, yeah, dude, goes crazy. It's pretty cool. I'll be right back in 20 seconds. Pretty sure is my last set of 20. I think what I'll do, I'll calculate it as out as if it's 100 because I think it is, but as soon as I end stream, I'll go back and I'll watch the VOD and see exactly if it was 80 or if it was 100, and then I'll put the diff per hour and the details of the video if you guys want to drop back in and check it out. 20 minutes, you can see, if you're someone who's looking for a more budget set of idols and can't afford openable again, you can kind of get yourself in the ballpark for what you can earn. Of course, like I said, I had the appointment, so it's kind of rushed putting this together, and then also Just like pulled out of the wrong tab, I think, because I've been pulling thousands of maps out of that tab this league. Marina's on autopilot. Discover my channel for a juicer. You're quite a chill guy. I mean, I appreciate it. Are most juicers not chill people? I feel like most juicers are pretty chill. Who's a not chill juicer? Let's start talking shit. No, I'm kidding. Well, I appreciate it. There is no next league. This is the last one. Dude, I'm actually, I would like to play this league again. This league was so much fun. These idols are, they're really cool compared to the Atlas tree. Even though they're kind of a nightmare to get going, kind of a pain in the ass to get up and running. They've been a lot of fun. A chill pack size. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they add some stuff. Actually, I haven't looked at the new league stuff yet. I don't know what they're adding. I saw that they're putting Breach on towers, and I checked out. I was like, all right, let's see what we're doing here. Try again next time. Do you think idols should go core? I mean, I don't know, man. I do really like them. They're really cool, but they're broken. But yeah, I don't know. It was such a cool experience if you started from the beginning because no one knew what was going on, and so like it was a bit chaotic and fun. But now that most of the valuable stuff is known, I kind of question how a league start would go with them now. Like I almost feel like it would be really hard to get idol sets together because everyone would know what was valuable and they would sell it for way more than it would be really expensive to buy idols at the start and you like couldn't ever get a strategy together for a long time is kind of how I feel like it might go. So I don't know. As much as I like the league now that I have, much as a currency and I can put idle sets together, what I didn't like about it is like I'm really into switching strategies a lot. Like I like to bounce between strategies pretty frequently in the regular game, and it's like impossible to do that for a while in this league. Like you have to build a whole new idle set to change strategies, which is a little weird. I can see like maybe if they went core to where they were just like an addition to the Atlas tree, that could be kind of cool. I could see something around that for sure. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that would be cool. As long as it didn't like double the Atlas tree. Like if it gave you like a I don't know, 20 to 50% boost or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Atlas tree jewels. Have them disable points. Yeah, that would be cool. I could see that. Turn the idols. Yeah, 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 yeah. Something like that for sure. That would be pretty cool. I'm gonna die. Yeah, they would just have to be. I think they'd have to be careful with like letting it be too powerful though, or else I don't know. Each strategy would feel kind of bad unless you have the jewels. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Whatever, dude. It's a single player game. Like, who cares? Go crazy. Let it drop mirrors. Fuck it, dude. Let it be 10 times the loot. It's so weird how like people are always seeking like balance and like the perfect tweaks when in like at the end of the day it's just a single player game. I mean, it has a social component behind it. I guess that's why is like everyone's measuring themselves up against other people or whatever. Could work as an alternative to the Atlas. Ooh, that's that seems weird to me. So what? Like you have the regular Atlas, and then you can switch titles whenever you want. So I guess what you just like league start with the regular Atlas, and then as you get an idol set put together. That seems kind of weird, but maybe. I do like being able to make insane currency like this. I mean, I prefer this over leagues where they've messed up and like it's hard to find 10 divine an hour strategies, you know? no, no mitigation. I just got hit by like four needles. It was it's like all my health. It's fucking brutal, dude. Why am I not running like determination or something? Might have to give up one or two of my adorn jewels for some reservation effect. But I will say that that 3% recover. This thing is going insane right now. This is way more of a big deal than I thought it was going to be. Right there. Yeah, it just saved me like 9 times. Very good. Standard warriors would cry. Yeah, that's true. I always forget that there is that community. But how big is that community really? I feel like as the regular community, we can overpower them with our vote. How many people actually play standard? Holy shit, it's 10:30. I gotta hurry up. Finish out these maps and take a look at the numbers. You do, and there's not many of you guys. Yeah, I feel like it's so hard to buy anything on there. Like no one's ever logged into it. I could totally see doing a standard build though. It would be kind of cool. I should do it one day. Just do like a big quantity. Like, what's the best quantity build on there? Is it still like tornado shot or is there some other cooler stuff? Kind of fun to build like a big Giga Juice quantity build. I'm pretty sure I have all the gear. I pretty much played quantity every league of my life. Pretty sure I have the quantity jewel or support gems. Like a bunch of them. Can't go core because if it did, would need some heavy balancing, and then the good stuff about it wouldn't exist. Yeah, that's a fair point too. Actually, they would balance the shit out of it, and then it just wouldn't be that cool anymore. It's only cool now because it's chaotic. I have a ranger that uses tornado shot. Yeah, but I played so many quantity ranger tornado shot builds back in the day. I think if I was gonna build something on standard, I would do something different. I think I saw somebody do a quantity fireball build on standard. I would do something like something crazy like that. the amount of quantity, rarity, tornado shot builds I've played is insane. I think my favorite MF build with quantity I played was actually Blade Vortex with the Headhunter on Scion many, many leagues ago. That thing was insane. So fast. As soon as you get a couple Headhunter buffs, you're like at the end of the map already. So good. 'IG'? What's 'IG'? I'm horrible at abbreviations on this game. 35 minutes. Holy shit. I feel the pressure. I just watched some short on YouTube. Oh man. It was a NASCAR driver. I'm not a NASCAR guy at all, but this is like one of the most coldest clips I've ever seen in my life. The dude's in like I don't know 10th or 12th place or something. He was pretty far back. What do you say? He was like, "I'm just gonna put my foot on the pedal. I'm not stopping until I see the checkered flag or God." And then he just like rides the railing at 200 miles per hour until he takes second place. That's such a cool clip. Pretty sure it happened a while ago because I think NASCAR made a rule about it. But it's also 10 a.m. right now. I'm sure nobody in here is from America and even knows what the hell NASCAR is. I'm from America. I barely know what NASCAR is. All you EU guys got the Formula One, which to be fair is way cooler than NASCAR. I don't even understand NASCAR. It's a bunch of hillbillies going left all the time. Formula One is such better. Seems like such more intensive driving skill to me than NASCAR. I know there's a lot to it, but Formula One looks insane, dude. Those guys are nuts. I knew that was coming. I had my hand off my keyboard. I couldn't get out of that. Remember seeing that in the Sports Center? I think that made him get into the playoffs or whatever NASCAR version is. Yeah, that's what I understand too, right? Like it was the qualifying race for some giant championship, and I think that's why he did it. Is he was just like, I'm either gonna die right now or I'm getting into this championship, and then it worked. Literally, just like went up 20 spots or something from just putting his foot on the floor and riding the railing or the wall. Not really a railing, but that was pretty cool. Only because he dropped like the coldest line before he did it too, man. It, like kind of gave me chills a little. I was like, damn. If every NASCAR race is that cool, I'd watch them. But unfortunately, it's pretty boring to watch. Going left real fast. Yeah, that's pretty much NASCAR. I went to a couple of the. It wasn't Formula One, I don't think, but where I live, we have a racing track, and I went and saw those. I think like a lesser version of Formula One. The cars weren't quite as fast, but dude, when you see those things live, oh my god, bro, they are insane. They go so fast. Like you can barely even catch them with your eyes when they pass you. It's insane. It was pretty cool. Can't imagine actually being in one of those. It seems terrifying, dude. Doing 150 miles an hour around some hairpin corner. It's not how fast they actually go, but then there's just like no roof. It's a little head sticking out of it. It's insane. They asked him if he knew if it would work, and he said no. But he did it on the PlayStation, and it works. Holy shit. That's insane. Oh man. Best answer he could have given. Did you know it would work? Ah, no, I didn't Grand Theft Auto last night though. That's insane. All right, one map. I think I pulled out everything lucky. Pretty sure. I guess we'll see. I think all I found was the five divine card, which I don't want to include that. This is such a cool build for boxes. I could farm. I'm not really farming them all day, but I could. It's so easy to play this build. All right, let's take a look. Unfortunately, my numbers are gonna. I think I'm at 100, but as soon as I finish this, I'll go double check through the VOD and make sure and just come back in 15 minutes and I'll have an actual divine per hour for you. But I'm pretty sure I'm at 100. I just messed up because I accidentally pulled out of the wrong tab. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I got to rewatch to make sure that that's accurate. But we'll go as if it's 100. Take a look what we got here. Wealthy Exile. And for anyone showing up late, I'm running very cheap in comparison to the normal idols. So if you're struggling to put something together, I'm just running some basic ass plus two strong boxes, 3% increase per mod. Same thing here. Same thing here. On this idol, just take off the additional strong box. Still a little expensive to make, but yeah, I would just take off the additional strong box on this. And then this one was a little challenging to make because getting a blue strong boxes are rare is a little expensive right now, so I just kept buying rare idols with the two of the mods that I wanted. Two, so I did 3% increase explicit, and then plus two strong boxes on one, and then I did plus two strong boxes and strong boxes are rare on another, something like that. Basically, find two on each mod and slam them together over and over, and I think I made this for like 40 divine. It wasn't that bad. Um, yeah, just keep slapping a bunch of rares together with two affixes for the three you want, and then the miners are still going to be expensive. But I did another test where I did four of these, and um, still get pretty solid divine. So if you wanted to build this whole set, I think you could build it for like 100 divine, 150 divine, just to get yourself going until you can start racking up currency. We're gonna test three here. We are. Yeah, it seems about right. It's kind of what I was expecting. Is about 100 divines for 100 maps. I mean, that's not bad. It just takes me about a minute a map. I'll have to look through and double check if this is actually kind of a lucky drop here. It's probably about 12 divines higher than it should be. I should count this as lucky actually. I think I will. I don't find those very often. But I did take out the Scarab one, which I usually would have about 6 divines from that on here. I also found 3 containments, which is somewhat lucky. But yeah, I can't see it taking more than probably I should take this out too, because I have a bunch of scarabs on my miners. But I think that's pretty solid if you're looking to put together a cheap set. I mean, you can basically, if you can scrape together, 120 divine or whatever, to put together this idle set, then you can literally pay it off in a couple hours. Like buying these two mods together was very, very cheap for me. 15 divine each. That's a lot more reasonable than, you know, 1,000 divine or whatever. Now, there are a ton of juicers always talking about how good their farm is. And to be honest, I wasn't a snoo hater, but after the huge disappointment I got from his strat, I kind of started to dislike him. Really? Is it that bad? Talked to some about how his strat is better than Exiles and stuff, and meh. I've heard a couple of people say that it wasn't that good. All right, settle down, boys. I'm not gonna talk a bunch of shit about Snowbay. He was probably just overly excited, man. He had a new thing that wasn't really discovered, and maybe he oversold it a little bit. Think it can happen to you. Um, he probably tried it for a bit and just had hyper good results with it, and he just shared it, really quickly, and it maybe wasn't as good as he thought it was going to be, or I'm not sure. I didn't try the strategy, so I have no idea how it went. His take is that idols are good, and progressing idols is similar to progressing your build. Yeah, I think I agree with that. You're one of the few juicers that actually doesn't overvalue his strats and always never pumps your div per hour numbers. I try not to. I try not to fall in that trap, but to be honest, as a creator, it's easy to do. Like I try to check myself and not do it, but like even that one where I showed in that video and I showed the 89 per hour. Like to be fair, I did defend it and say you're probably not going to get 89, and it's probably closer to 75 or 80. But I probably shouldn't have even showed that number. To be honest, it was kind of an unfair assessment of what the cards are. I think like 80 to 85 is more realistic if your build and idols are really good. Um, but again, that's before lucky drops. You get a lot of lucky drops with this, so yeah, well, fuck it. It's probably is more than 90 an hour actually. If I include like the locks and the House of Mirrors and immortals and shit that I get. But, all right, math. So I'm gonna go off the old math that I had. So it was 37 divine to run the 200 maps, and so I'm just gonna divide that by two because I just kind of want to get an idea for where it sits in relation to the other one I did. So 100 divine for 100 maps, and then 100 maps is about 100 minutes. So um, like a little over an hour and a half. So you're looking at like 60 divine an hour, give or take. I mean, I'm not looking for like super specific numbers. It's more this whole thing is done just to give people a cheaper way into these idols. But that's pretty fucking good, I think. Like if you're trying to get yourself into strong boxes and you can't afford to get openable again because it is hyper expensive to get openable again on top of the other modifiers that you need. Yeah, dude, I think if you can make like 50 or 60 an hour without anything lucky, I think that's really good. And I do still have really strong minor idols, but like I said before, the screenshot I had and showed in the beginning, this is with 4 quantity, 40 maps, which for me is about an hour when I'm playing by myself. 70 divine with 4 quantity ones. So that takes up 8 whole slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you only need to find. Wait, is that right? Oh no, there's 2 here. So yeah, you need to find 5 idols because these are dirt cheap. So yeah, I think for like 100 and probably like 200 divine, you could get into this and have it pay really well. I think. And then once you're in it, you start just making shit tons of currency, and you can work your way up to the bigger tier idols with openable again. I do think openable again is a lot better for sure. You want to get to it as soon as you can, but Jay, the humble chill guy, appreciate it, man. Uh, yeah, sometimes I guess I can also be an asshole too. I was in the military for a while. Sometimes it comes out. I don't have the
I don't have the explicit and map opening, and it's so chill and good. If you're fast, you can easily do 30 div an hour. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you're kind of doing similar to what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I got a couple of comments and people were like, "Dude, you're so out of touch," and da da da. Your idols are mirrors, and it's like, well, dude, if you're listening to what I'm saying, like, I promise you, you can spend a hell of a lot less on these. And yeah, of course, it's not going to be 70, 80, 90 divine an hour, but the point is just to get yourself going, and then if you can make 30 or 40 or 50, then um, it can get the ball rolling to where you can start upgrading from there. Um, Copy yours, but on a budget. Yeah, nice, dude. Well, dude, 30 an hour is great. I mean, that's like 30 an hour is like a top tier strategy for the regular league, right? Like it's really good. And mirrors are the same price, like 900 divine on the other league. But my map idols are this right here. This is like my budget set when my guildie stole um my good ones. Just 6% increased pack size and 5% per quality on all of them. It's every single conquer idol. It's like super cheap to buy these together on rare idols. And then I just found a random pack size with Fortune Favors the Brave. And then a singular focus. This is a mandatory must have. And then the rest of these are just 9% plus, tier 1 to 15, to make your maps one tier higher. And then I run two of those, one of those, and one of those. So two multitude, one corruption, one escalation, one bloodlines. And then I run Fortune Favors the Brave for that pack size from that 3x1. But you don't have to get that 3x1. You could probably just run quantity and be fine. But the more pack size, the better because it scales up the pack size of these guys by a shit ton. And so with that setup, if I roll 100% on my T17, I get about a full inventory of maps, just about. Sometimes a little less, sometimes more. Every single T17. So super quick to farm up a shit ton of maps. But yeah. All right, there it is. Yeah, check back if you want to see like the real numbers. I'm pretty sure this is 100 maps, but as soon as I end this, I'm gonna go through the VOD, and then I'm gonna make sure that was 100 maps and not like 120 or 80. Um, so just check back. I'll put it in the details of the video. I'm pretty sure I did this right, but either way, it's not really so much to get like perfect numbers. It's just to say, hey, you can make a ton of currency with a much cheaper version of this. So yeah, I got to get ready for my appointment here and stuff. But yeah, GG's. I'll see you all later. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you, as always. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I don't know what I'm gonna work on next. We'll see. But scarabs are pretty badass, even at a lower budget. Good luck with the teeth. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Hopefully, my girlfriend doesn't judge me too hard if there's some stuff in the X-rays that I don't know about. We'll see. All right, boys. I'm out. Take it easy.